Hi, Chris Manak here. In this video, I want to cover how to get over a breakup, because this is a brutal time for any person that is a normal, functioning human being. I don't care how strong you are. I don't care how many women you can pick up. I don't care how good you are with game. I don't care how amazing your life is going. If you dated someone that meant something to you, and whether you broke up with them or they broke up with you, it is a hard time. I've been there. Many of my clients have been there. Friends have been there. Friends who are very successful with women. I've seen guys who are amazing with women. Checking my mic. I've seen guys who are amazing with women go through breakups and their game turns to shit just because it's such an emotional roller coaster. Many of these guys have ended the relationship. They've just realized that the girl that they're dating is not the best person for them right now in their life, and they've had to end things, for both them and the girl. So anyone struggling with this, my heart goes out to them. It really does. It's a brutal time, but it's also one of the best times in your life, which you only realize in retrospect. After a breakup, you look back, and if you've done the right things, if you've taken the right steps, you'll never regret a breakup. Every amazing thing that I've done in my life: traveled overseas, started meeting women, started coaching, moved to Melbourne. So much, all of those things and many more have come after breakups. Breakups, and not even necessarily breakups. Maybe you were just even dating someone for a while and it had to end. For whatever reason, it had to end. I'm just talking about the end of a relationship, any type of relationship. So, how to get over a breakup, how to deal with a breakup, how to fast track it so that you're back to living your best life. I'm going to give you 3 quick things, and then at the end of this, I'm going to give you a free sort of questionnaire that's going to help you to figure out the areas that you're maybe struggling in specifically. It's okay to just feel like shit, but maybe it's just 2 or 3 areas that are, maybe you still follow your ex on social media. Maybe they still follow you, which is one reason. It's one thing that people overlook, because if your ex is still following you, what are you inclined to do? Post a bunch of bullshit on social media. Post a bunch of like, look how fucking well I'm doing in life, and it's just bullshit, because depression kicks in when who you really are and who you're presenting to the world are miles apart. I really feel that that's such a massive contributor to depression. So if you're struggling to deal with a breakup, watch this video till the end. Take on board these 3 pieces of advice that I'm going to give you, and then get that quiz. It'll help you highlight areas that you maybe need to tweak. 1, high intensity exercise. Probably not what you're expecting, right? But the neurology of a breakup it's very similar to actual pain. Emotional pain, physical pain. For your brain, sometimes it's hard to tell the difference. So if you change the neurology, you're going to change how you feel. So one of my pieces of advice is to implement high intensity exercise 3+ times a week. To get back to my story, several years ago I was going through a breakup, struggling to deal with it, and I read this book which outlined a lot of the studies around high intensity exercise and what it does to the brain. Now this book had nothing to do with relationships or dating. It was more about health, And I thought, fuck it, this sounds like it's really, there's a lot of science to back up what high intensity exercise does for your brain, the benefits to your brain and to your body. So I started implementing. The first day I went out there, I did, I think I did like 3 sprints, 20-30 second sprints. And I was keeled over in so much pain. It's hard when you first start doing it, because sprints, the high intensity exercise that I do, is not just running really fast. It's pushing yourself, if 100% is, that's 100% of your capacity, you literally can't do any more. High intensity exercise needs to be over 90, It's hard. So I just did that. And what I realized later that night was the weight that had been on my shoulders was gone. You know, a lot of the crap that I'd be carrying around for weeks, just the emotional baggage that I'd been carrying around for weeks was gone. And I started implementing. Sorry, my camera decided to be a dick and just switch off. No reason given, just like, oh, we're stopping recording now. Thanks for that. Yeah, and what I realized was this baggage was just gone. I just felt so much better. Now, I had been doing Bikram yoga for a long time and going to the gym regularly for many, many years. What I felt was new. I didn't get that from these types of exercise. I really believe it has to be high intensity. And just, you know, take a rest. So what I do now is even to this day, this was many years ago, and anyone that follows my stuff knows I'm always talking about sprinting. I do 30-second sprints, and I do sort of 5 or 6. So I take a full recovery, sprint as hard as I can for 30 seconds. Full recovery, maybe like 2-3 minutes. Hard again, and then I just go home. The beauty of this as well is you can do that in 20 minutes. You don't have to fucking put on your shit and get to the gym and pay your thing and drink your protein. You don't have to do all that. You can go to the park, fucking outside your door, sprint as hard as you can. People will look at you weird. So be it. So implement that. It's going to help you. I promise you it's going to help you, because if you change the neurology, you're going to change how you feel. If you change how you feel, you're going to change your actions. If you change your actions, you change your life. You know? Second thing, I want you to not rush to get over this. So many people do this, both men and women do this. Men think that dating is way easier than what it actually is, so they race out there to fucking, you know, men very often break up with their girlfriends thinking that they're going to walk back into the dating world and just crush it. And then they're out there for 2 or 3 weeks and they realize, like, wow, I'm getting shut down a lot. No one's replying to me on Tinder. Oh my God, what have I done? You know, I guess some girls do this as well, but I think men do this much more often. So I want you to just not do that and to feel the emotions of this breakup. I want you to not try to outrun these emotions. You know, I want you to implement some meditation and stuff to even amplify what you're feeling. I've got a book out, a book course. I haven't yet decided, but I'm doing the content for it now. And one of the things that I've mentioned in that is a thing like suffering meditation, really inviting the negative emotions that you're feeling right now, really inviting them in and building a relationship with them. This is something that someone taught me. You know, we try to outrun our emotions, but your emotions are always going to catch up with you. A healthier way to go about things is to build a relationship with that emotion. Love it, care for it, you know, the sadness, the jealousy, whatever you're feeling, the frustration, the anger. Build a relationship with it. I go more into that in the course, but it's an amazing way to deal with negative emotions. Don't try to outrun them. Don't try and get out there and, you know, quickest way to get over someone is to get under someone. No, it's not. No, it is not. I've seen many men crash and burn from doing this. I've seen many women crash and burn from doing this. If ever you take a girl home from a bar and she cries immediately after sex, she's trying to, well, not always obviously, but like, at least from my experience, she's trying to get over someone. She thought that you'd be a fun distraction, but instead it's made it worse. Don't do it. Don't fucking do it. My third piece of advice on how to get over a breakup is my favorite piece of advice. Like I said at the start of this video, I have grown immensely after breakups, and I just kind of feel the world is divided into people who take the pain and the frustration and the anger and the suffering and all that, and they leverage it into something. You know, again, I really want you to feel those emotions, but I want you to let those emotions push you into something. Maybe you hate your job. Maybe you're incredibly overweight. Maybe you have no social life. Maybe you can't approach and meet women to fucking save yourself. You know, maybe you're horrible in date. Whatever it is, you know, maybe you've got bad friends or bad relationships with a parent. Whatever it is, use this to improve yourself. You know, I don't think this is everyone. I think a lot of people go through breakups and they blame the other person. They don't improve themselves. They just spiral. You know, I know people who are still blaming their ex years after the breakup. Years, both men and women, you know. Fuck that guy, fuck that bitch, meh. And they do not take responsibility and improve themselves. You were 50% of the relationship. You might have been fucked over, I get it, I know. You're still 50% of the relationship. So use this time. What do you want to improve about yourself? Mate, why are there always planes and shit in my videos? Men with bells, planes. What do you want to do? Because like frustration and anger and pain and these are the best leverages. These are the best leverages to fucking shoot you down a path of improvement. So, like I said, what have I done after breakups? I've packed up and moved overseas, applied for jobs overseas, got them, gone overseas. I have gone, the most notable one was a breakup where I was just like, I've never been good with women. And my ex had moved on. She'd met another guy. And that, I was like, fuck man, wow, okay. And it dawned on me that I'd always been average with women. I'd never had the freedom to go out and meet the women that I wanted to meet. And it really started to dawn on me when she moved on, It's like, man, where am I gonna end up in all of this? So what did I do? I started going out. And this is in 2003, 2004, so there was no advice on the fucking internet. The internet was new. I just thought, I've got to improve in this area. I'm gonna try and start meeting women. And it took me a long time because I had no advice, no coaching, no information. I'm gonna do what I can do. I'm gonna go out and stand in a bar if I have to. And I did it weekend after weekend after weekend after weekend. And you don't have to do that. For you, it could be something else. If you're watching this video, I'm guessing it might be dating related. Because if you are good with the opposite sex, if you are good in dating, look, moving on from the breakup is gonna be a little better because you know that you'll have options, That feeling of like, I'm never gonna meet anyone ever again, that's what's gonna fuck you up more than anything after a breakup, But, knowing that this sucks, I loved this girl and it's gonna take me a while to get over this, but ultimately I know I'm gonna meet someone awesome, sometime soon or eventually, whatever it is. There's a freedom in that, So, recap. 1, high intensity exercise. I know you don't want to exercise right now if you're going through the pain of a breakup, but trust me, man, just do what you can and implement it because, again, change your brain, change your chemistry, that's, just do it. Step 2, don't rush through this period. Really feel these emotions right now, really just let yourself be sad. Let yourself be sad and angry and frustrated. Just because if you don't heal this part right now, you're gonna be in trouble in the future. And it's a mistake that many people have made. I've made it as well. You try and outrun the emotion, it doesn't heal. Then a year or two later, it pops up again and then you're confused. You're wondering like, why the fuck am I feeling this? So at least when you're post-breakup, it makes sense why you're depressed. It makes sense why you're sad. So don't outrun it. You've got plenty of time. I don't care if you're in your 40s or fucking 50s. You have plenty of time. Even if it takes you 6 months to get over this breakup with the right steps, it's gonna take you a lot less, but you have time. Don't try and outrun the emotion. Don't try and convince yourself that you're okay. Step 3, leverage the pain and frustration. What don't you like about yourself and about your life and about your dating life especially? Fix it. You don't have to have all the answers. Just start taking some steps to fix it, And if you do, you will look back on this breakup and you'll be so incredibly happy that it happened. So somewhere on this page is going to be a link. Click it. I'll send you a quick questionnaire. It's like a 20-point survey of the areas that I feel people often overlook. And all it is multiple choice, and it'll highlight areas that you might have to look at. Do you ever do any meditation? No, never. Okay, you might want to look into why it's going to help you so much right now. How's your sleep patterns? I sleep like shit. Okay, here are some things that are going to help you because sleep is crucial to emotional recovery. So get that. Like I said, also, I'm compiling information for a course on how to deal with a breakup, how to get over a breakup, how to, like I said, do all these things and many, many, many more so that breakups are always going to be hard. They're always going to be hard, but it's how long you stay there. Are you going to go through a hard lesson for a couple of months and then move on with your life? Or are you going to be that guy or that girl that is still blaming that person 3 years later for fucking up your life? You know, anger feels very justified, but it doesn't fucking get you anywhere, I assure you. It's just, don't do it. Don't be that person. Also, like, that, you're just never gonna, whatever. You get the point. So I hope you've liked this video on getting over breakups. I hope it's helped you. Get that stuff, check it out. If you've got any questions, I'm happy to help. Let me know. Peace.